Hello viewer. Today we're going to look at control of livestock parasites, and this is a continuation of what we were looking at in the previous lesson. And we're going to look at the different methods of controlling both internal and external livestock parasites. The first method that you're looking at is dipping. In dipping, you actually use chemicals that you've got to mix with water, and then you allow animals to enter into some sort of a pool we call a dip, where this mixture of the chemical and the water the chemical is called the acaricides. The animals are soaked all over the body, and you allow them to actually move out and wait somewhere for the excess acaricides to drip and go back to the pool. This method is very effective for external parasites, and it is very effective because it reaches all parts of the animal, including the ears, under their legs. Every hidden part is going to be soaked with the acaricides. Then we have spraying. You use the same chemicals that you are using for dipping, the acaricides, but in this case, when you're using the spraying, the farmer has to allow one animal to be applied with acaricides per time. And for you to be able to apply this method, you put the animal in a structure called a crush, C-R-U-S-H. And the disadvantage with this method is that the farmer may not be able to ensure that all parts of the animal that may have infestation with external parasites actually get soaked with the acaricides. Deworming is the other method. Deworming is a method of controlling internal parasites. The first two, spraying and dipping, control external parasites, but deworming controls internal parasites. Under deworming, we use two methods. You can either drench using a drenching gun, or you can use dosing gun. Drenching gun is where you apply or you administer liquid medicine to the animal using a gun we call a drenching gun. Dosing, as a method of controlling internal parasites, is you use tablets or solid medicine into the animal. You shoot using a dosing gun into the mouth of the animal. The other method is rotational grazing. Rotational grazing, while you are in standard 6, you learned about methods of grazing. Among them was rotational grazing. This is where you allow animals to graze in one strip or paddock, or you even tether in a particular place. When the pasture is exhausted in that particular point, you allow the animal to move to another point. That is a method. Those are methods of rotational grazing. And we need to understand that this method, the rotational grazing method, is the most effective method of controlling livestock parasites, because under this, once you're moving the animal from one paddock or one strip to the next, you allow the animal, the parasites that were released from the animal, to actually remain on the grass until they hatch, they die, so that by the next time you're returning the animal to the same paddock or the same strip, the egg that was dropped at the time the animal was there hatched, died, and so far you will not have any parasites in that paddock. So Lana, those are the 4 methods of controlling internal and external parasites in livestock. And for your work, I would want you to draw. You draw the different methods of rotational grazing. This is what you learned in standard 6. So you can be able to draw all these methods properly and try to read through to understand these methods well. Thank you very much. Till we meet the next lesson.